8.6 is about solving rational equations. So everything that we've done so far has led up to obviously solving, just like everything else in Algebra 2. So the best concept here is to go ahead and refactor first before we start doing anything. X over x minus 3 plus x over x plus 3 equals 2 over, again, difference of perfect squares, x plus 3, x minus 3. Square at the front, square at the back, that's what you get. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is multiply by the common denominator to all these fractions. So what I do is I look to see what everything has and go from there. Well, there's an x minus 3 and an x minus 3. Okay, there's that. X plus 3 and x plus 3, there's that as well. So what I'm going to multiply everything by is x plus 3 times x minus 3. And what I do is I make sure I multiply everything by it. Now, you're just multiplying both sides by it, but it gets confusing. But when I write it by everything, at least you see and you understand that everything is getting multiplied by the denominator, which is x plus 3, x minus 3. Okay, what happens? Well, this whole thing cancels. That's good. I end up with 2 on the right. What happens here? Well, the x plus 3 cancels. That gives me x times x minus 3. And what cancels here? Well, the x minus 3's cancel, and that gives me x times x plus 3. So let's go clean it up a little bit. Distribute the x through. You get x squared plus 3x plus, distribute your x through, x squared minus 3x equals 2. Combine like terms. You end up with 2x squared. 3x minus 3x is gone, equals 2. So now solve, divide by 2. I get x squared equals 1. Take the square root of both sides. Get x equals plus or minus 1. Make sure that remember, you have to always check for extraneous solutions, so make sure that 1 can always be there, and all you're looking for is in the denominator. Make sure it wouldn't be part of your restrictions, and you're done. Let's try this one. Well, again, let's factor so we understand what our denominators are. So we get x minus 1 over my AC number, which is 2 here. That gives me 1, 2. Perfect. X plus 1, x plus 2, plus 2x over x plus 2 equals x minus 1 over x plus 1. Well, what's our common denominator? So I'm going to look. What's everything have? Well, this has x plus 1, x plus 2, and then x plus 2, x plus 1. So my common denominator is just going to be that x plus 1, x plus 2. Okay, and make sure you multiply everything by it. That makes your life easier. Then multiply this by x plus 1 times x plus 2. Cancels. I get x minus 1 plus cancels. I get 2x times x plus 1 equals cancels x minus 1 times x plus 2. So let's clean it up a little bit. Distribute your 2x through. End up with x minus 1 over here plus 2x squared plus 2x equals, distribute x squared first, outer plus 2x, inner negative 1x, last negative 2. Combine like terms, you end up with 2x squared. X plus 2x is 3x minus 1 equals x squared plus x minus 2. Let's bring everything over to the left here. Minus x squared minus x plus 2. So minus x squared minus x plus 2. What I end up with? 0 on the right. I get x squared plus 2x plus 1. So we solve this. Like I said, use your calculator, whatever you want to do. I end up with x equals negative 1. Okay, well, what do we know? If I look back up in my denominator, see how I have x plus 1 here? So we know x cannot equal a couple of different things. Our restrictions are what to the denominator? Negative 1 and negative 2, aren't they? Well, if I get x equals negative 1 and x can equal negative 1, that would be what we call a extraneous solution. So my answer here is no solution.